We first talked to Brad and Robert about doing a third iteration of the show. I think that we got very, very excited about what they were talking about in terms of the things that they wanted to do, how they wanted to reinvent this franchise. And I'm very, very excited to have you guys walk this set for the same reason that I was when we, for those of you who were here a couple of years ago when we walked the set on Battlestar, because the detail, the amount, the level of specificity in terms of all of these little textures, you can go right up to anything, and it is real. None of this is, part of that is that whole, is what HD now has taken you to, but also really their desire to make this as real as possible. And I think that if you've seen the show, you see that that comes through in the way that they shoot it and in every other aspect. And it is what makes this show, I think, so different than its predecessors and so interesting and unique to itself. So are we sitting the cast, or am I going to have them introduce? Come on in, cast.
I'll hang on to 12 up here.
They're still coming. Okay. We're also very excited. I think that this is one of the best casts that we've ever had, and I think that what's great about it for us is as you get deeper into the show, you just see them blossom, and they each have something really fascinating, unique about them that they bring to their characters, except for David Blue. So just quickly coming down the line from this side, and most of these people don't need introduction, but Lou Diamond Phillips, Alaina Huffman, David Blue, Lou Ferreira, sorry, it changed, pardon me, Mr. Robert Carlyle, Brian J. Smith, oh my gosh, this is where, no, I'm sorry. Elyse Levesque, no, this is me in the morning. Jamil Walker-Smith, Ming-Na, and some guy at the end. And obviously, as you've already met, Brad Wright. So I think that's really it. We're going to open it up to questions from you guys, and I'm going to sit down.
Start off on this side, and then I'll go over to this side. So let's start off, Reg Seaton with the Deadbolt.
This question is for Robert. I heard that you get the DVDs before you started with the franchise. How long does it take to actually watch the entire franchise, and what did you get after coming out of that experience?
Can you give me this? They need it for the recording. They need it for the video.
Can you hear me now? I didn't watch it all, to be honest with you, so I don't know how long that takes. But I watched maybe about a dozen or so of them all. But what I was surprised about was when I put some of the DVDs in, was how much the show SG1 had actually seen. And of course, no big surprise, it's such a successful franchise shown all over the world every night. So I'd seen quite a bit of it in actual fact. Well, I mean, initially, when I first spoke, well, when the idea was first given to me, I wasn't that enthusiastic about it, to be honest, and I thought this is very strange, a strange world. But once I spoke to Brad and Robert Cooper, and they kind of explained the kind of show they were trying to put together, then I began to understand why they were looking, if not necessarily me, then someone like me, the road they were going down. So it all kind of fitted together in the end.
Questions over here, guys?
Steve with Collider.com. I'm curious where you guys are in the production schedule versus obviously the first 2 episodes, the movie aired, but where are you in the production schedule?
We're filming episode 19 out of 20 right now. So we're near the end, actually. And I can tell you right now that this is the best season of television I've ever been associated with. I'm very, very proud of this season. And we're gonna end with a big bang too. It's a very ambitious two-part episode that we're ending the season with.
Hi, I'm Ken Gold, Media Boulevard. Just want to say that you guys are so connected on Twitter, which is something I guess just unique. And I'd like to know, how did that start? And
David Blue.
Okay.
David Blue, ladies and gentlemen.
And you know, I see the responses come through. I've got you all marked in, so I just see them go by. You know, like just spinning there. But how many responses do you get a day from the fans? Is that just getting overwhelming since the show's started now?
I have a weird feeling they want me to answer this one. Yeah, it's really funny how different it was during and after the premiere. We kind of had this fun idea. We were all getting together to watch the premiere at my house just to honestly distract ourselves from the fact that it was premiering. And I decided to set up the laptop in my kitchen counter, and everyone just kind of passed by. I think Jamil hijacked it for like an hour and a half. And I think that's what really changed it all. Before that, you know, you get your usual Twitter replies of like 20 a day, 25 a day. And I think the day after we premiered, I got 240 something. So it's different now. So it's hard for me to quantify it. I was on Twitter beforehand. I thought it was a great way to connect with the fans. Honestly, I just used it for fun, to follow friends of mine and people who I like, and to catch up on breaking news. Kind of a lazy man's way of watching the news. And it slowly started convincing everyone. And everyone's response at first was pretty much, no, that's so stupid. I'm not. And now half of them are on Twitter. So let's just leave it at that.
I got onto it during the summer when I was out of the country. My wife, who's a techno geek and has to turn the computer on for me on occasion, she got me on because I was out of the country and she was going to let people know what I was up to. And as far as the responses go, usually when I cook, I end up getting a lot more responses. Yeah.
From me, usually. I want to eat it.
Because he posts the menu of what he's cooking, and it always sounds good.
Anything you glaze is better than I can cook, so.
All right, thanks a lot.
Michael Hinman with Airlock Alpha.
Hi, everybody. You know, I was just curious. There seems to be a lot of comparisons that are going back and forth. You know, everybody always wants to compare shows to something, and of course, Universe is getting a lot of comparisons to Battlestar Galactica and some of the other programming. I mean, how do you feel about getting those types of comparisons? Is it, you know, is it something you feel like, oh, wow, that's great, and it's kind of flattering, or is it sometimes annoying because, you know, you're your own show and you want to be totally separate from that?
All right, sure. I think it's so normal for having been on television for so many years, you know, all the new medical dramas that would come, like compared to ER. It's inevitable, you know, we're a sci-fi show. It's set in a spaceship out in another galaxy. And I think, you know, those are the basic premise where we will get the comparisons. But I think once the fans and any new audience member just start watching the show, we will find our own identity, because we feel like, you know, this is a very unique and special entity, and we're really proud, and it'll just take time, that's all. And, you know, don't mind those comparisons.
Exactly. I kind of like being compared to really good shows than being compared to bad shows. Because I've been on the other side, and the next Gilligan's Island is not something that I really no. I mean, these people are saying, the other funny thing is people are saying it's just like Lost, and they're fighting over which it's more like, and the go for me.
Aliens are attacking! Run!
No, the fact is that we've done a good job at being apparently derivative of many shows. We're our own entity, just as Ming-Na pointed out, and you know, the fact is, Stargate has been around for a long time. I mean, it's still Stargate. This is season 16 of something called Stargate. We had to change it up if we were going to stay on the air and if we were going to stay fresh.
Anyone else over here before I go over?